Hospital accused of breaking infant's neck and then covering it up. Let's go to Florida. Parents, Gianna Lopera, Jahmiah Peets, say their premature baby suffered a fatal spinal cord injury at the hands of a hospital worker. And the hospital tried to cover it up. The late infant, Jahxy Peets, was born on June 12, 2022, at the Orlando Health Winnie Palmer Hospital for Women and Babies. See the happy couple there. According to a lawsuit filed by Jahxy's parents from Gianna Lopera and dad, Jahmiah Peets, the baby was delivered by an emergency C-section, 24 weeks gestation, intubated, admitted to the hospital's neonatal intensive care unit upon her birth. And as the lawsuit notes, there's no evidence of any birth-related trauma. Within weeks, however, Jahxy apparently suffered a devastating injury. Put it simply, Jahxy Peets' neck had been broken, the complaint says. Long crime with the jarring details. According to the lawsuit, this type of spinal cord injury could not occur without the use of excessive force when handling a newborn. Baby's medical records, however, do not reflect an acknowledgement of such an injury. There is no note in the medical record documenting the excessive force event which caused this traumatic injury, and no indication in the medical record that an investigation was performed to identify and bring to justice the individual who caused this devastating injury, the complaint says. Furthermore, there is not evidence that police were notified that an individual with access to the Orlando Health NICU had broken Jahxy's neck and then put her back in the incubator without notifying anyone. Lopera and Pete say not only was Jahxy's injury either not recognized or was not reported, it also appears from the records that an attempt to cover up the cause of Jahxy's injury was made. And there's no mention of a precipitating event in the medical record. Moreover, Jahxy's parents were not timely informed of their daughter's injury, and as a result of the hospital's alleged negligence, Jahxy suffered a debilitating spinal cord injury, which led to paralysis and an inability to breathe on her own. The baby died November 25th, 2022. She was 165 days old, the complaint notes. Parents accuse Orlando Health of malpractice, wrongful death. They say the hospital failed to fulfill the duty of care it owed Jahxy, particularly in failing to appropriately monitor, manage, and handle her, leading to the fatal injury, and failing to train hospital and NICU workers, which would prevent injuries of excessive force when handling newborns. Orlando Health said in a statement emailed to Law and Crime that the hospital provides the highest quality of care to its patients and that it has one of the largest and most sophisticated NICUs in the nation. We will not address specific medical cases publicly, but will share that the delivery of care to extremely premature babies is complex and emotional work for parents, doctors, and nurses. The statement said, we offer our deepest sympathies to this family and to any family who suffers the loss of a child, but also believe those who provide care in this environment should be judged on facts, not speculation. Last month, we covered the story of Crystal Beeling suing an Emory University-run hospital in Atlanta for medical malpractice, claiming she was denied emergency care there for 2 hours. This led to the death of her unborn son. August, we covered the story about Danielle McKenzie's newborn, who was killed when a doctor at Greenwich Hospital in Connecticut used to pump 15 times simply to hurry a delivery along. Last year, Jessica Ross's infant son died during delivery due to the doctor applying tremendously excessive tension traction on the baby's head and neck, resulting in the infant's head being separated from their body. This occurred at Southern Regional Medical Center in Georgia. Like I said, Michael, these are gut-wrenching cases. I feel for all the families involved. I'm curious what you make of the hospital's statement, acknowledging the grief, but, and I think that the third or fourth sentence there, or if you even took note of that.
Yeah, I mean, what can you say? That's the hospital's lawyer's statement that we're reading,
Mhm.
and it's always going to be, you know, in that sort of very clinical language and careful language. And, they said, well, wait for this to be adjudicated wherever it is, or whatever they said at the end of that, the appropriate forum, I think, are the words they used. Uh, there's nothing but tragedy here. And it was tragedy compounded by negligence. So whatever happened, and I'm not saying I don't know enough. I don't think any of us really know enough, except the people that were in that NICU. But the fact that it happened, bad enough, horrendous. The fact that it wasn't reported and covered up, inexcusable beyond any conversation in a hospital where these things are meant to be seen, right? I mean, if they messed up, that's one thing, but and it's inexcusable. But the doubling down on it is horrendous.
As a mother, when my daughter was an infant, this is something I think a lot of parents feel, even if she just had a head cold, because she couldn't talk, it would just drive me crazy. I'd be like just kind of dote on her and pour into her. And what about how can I give her some relief? I didn't want her in pain. I didn't want her to be scared. And I think as I was reading those horrific details about what this child, an infant, yes, but a beating heart, mind, must have been so scared. What about the pain? It just, I can't escape it, Michael. I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, and I mean, the last word really, hopefully, belongs to the parents at a point
Yes.
where they get justice for this, and the people that are responsible are held that way.